Here's your news for October 23rd, 2019. We're starting off with some news from Crown Jewel today, where boxing star Tyson Fury will make his professional wrestling debut against Braun Strowman. In preparation for the contest, Fury recently worked out at the WWE Performance Center, but was interrupted by the Monster Among Men. In the video, Strowman knocked Fury down with a shoulder bump, and after the Gypsy King started selling an ankle injury, WWE issued a press release saying, "In preparation for his in-ring debut at WWE Crown Jewel, Fury has been deep in training at the WWE Performance Center, looking to perfect his new craft." In the middle of today's training session, Braun Strowman dished out a rude lesson of his own and blindsided the Gypsy King with a vicious hit. The attack left the lineal heavyweight champion clearly hobbled and fuming over the surprise assault by the Monster Among Men. Will Fury be fully healed for WWE Crown Jewel, or will the attack tip the scales in the direction of the mighty Strowman? Hopefully Fury will be in fighting shape for the match in Riot on October 31st, as while some fans may not want to see the boxer enter the wrestling world, WWE have paid several millions for him to do just that. Over to SmackDown now, and despite being burned down by Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt's Firefly Funhouse will return on this Friday's show. The segment was announced shortly before Raw's main event, with commentator Vic Joseph explaining that Wyatt had rebuilt his eerie home. This Friday's show will be the go-home SmackDown for Crown Jewel, where Wyatt will face Rollins for the Universal title in a Falls Count Anywhere match that WWE have stressed cannot be stopped for any reason. Also on this week's SmackDown, both Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan will be present, ahead of the Team Hogan vs. Team Flair match at Crown Jewel. In that tag match, Roman Reigns will serve as the captain of the Hulksters team, though he nearly didn't make it after suffering a scary bump in a cage match while competing in Sydney. After the bump, fans feared the worst, especially after Xavier Woods injured his Achilles tendon during a match against the Revival that could keep him out for months. Fortunately, Roman avoided an injury, and after defeating Eric Rowan in a street fight during a WWE Live event in Brisbane, Australia, the big dog is clearly in great condition. It was feared at the time that Reigns suffered a stinger, but he has since been medically cleared and is ready for Crown Jewel. Also on this week's SmackDown, WWE Champion Brock Lesnar will come face-to-face with Cain Velasquez ahead of their Crown Jewel title match, though the blue brand won't be on its normal home on Fox. Because of the Major League Baseball World Series coverage, SmackDown is being moved to FS1 for one night only and will resume its normal broadcasting next week. Despite starting off strong with its Fox premiere, the blue brand has been losing viewers each week since the launch earlier this month, and it's unclear whether this one-time-only move will have an impact on the amount of people tuning into the show this Friday night. One man who knows exactly what it takes to defeat Lesnar for the WWE title is The Big Show, who recently spoke to TMZ at an airport about the Crown Jewel match. Show, who ended Brock's undefeated streak and captured his championship at Survivor Series 2002, gave a warning to Velasquez, claiming that Lesnar is both faster and stronger than the 37-year-old fighter. He said, "I'ma be real honest with you. I've been wrestling for 25 years. I've never seen a monster like Brock Lesnar and the warpath that he's been on for the past few years. My first match was against Hulk Hogan for the World Championship, so I can't really throw that rushing rock in a glass house. You know what I mean? If the opportunity knocks, take it. You can't get mad at anyone who gets an opportunity and they take it." The Giant also brought up Lesnar's incredible run since returning, that has included 2 reigns as WWE Champion, a Money in the Bank victory, and 3 reigns as Universal Champion. Ending the video, Show said he doesn't see Lesnar losing the title at Crown Jewel, despite what Velasquez may have up his sleeve. Velasquez himself appeared on this week's Raw, and the show did see a slight increase in viewers thanks to a series of factors. With no baseball competition and being up against a blowout game between the New England Patriots and New York Jets, Raw saw an average 2.34 million viewers this week, up 3% from last week's show. Overall, The Red Show ranked 11th on cable behind news shows, Monday Night Football on ESPN, and 90 Day Fiancé on TLC. This may sound like good news, but this 2.34 million is still 8% from last year's 2.54 million, as WWE tried to get fans to stick around to Hour 3 to see who the Street Profits mystery partner would be against the OC, who turned out to be Kevin Owens. Breaking the numbers down, Hour 1 saw 2.48 million viewers tune into Raw, which dropped to 2.37 million in Hour 2 before settling in at 2.18 in Hour 3. For fans who may not like WWE's current product, they can usually live out their own storylines in the WWE 2K games, but that's easier said than done for the latest 2K20 installment. Despite an amazing commercial campaign, the new game seems very broken, and the hashtag #FixWWE2K20 has now gone so viral that PlayStation has been giving out refunds to those angry fans. Not only is the game, which launched earlier this week, full of glitches, but many fans who purchased the Ultimate Edition didn't get the autographs they were promised. From what we've seen, the PlayStation customer service isn't putting up much of a fight against fans who downloaded the game, and players can find out more by visiting support.playstation.com for more info. WWE 2K20's Ultimate Edition was promoted as coming with a limited edition SmackDown Legend autograph plaque, which, for many, wasn't the case. Instead, one unhappy fan took to Twitter to show Edge the unsigned picture he received, and while it is a very nice picture of the Rated R superstar in 2007, having the pic without the autograph doesn't quite justify the $130 Ultimate Edition price tag. Fortunately, Edge saw this and revealed that this fan wasn't the only one who didn't receive an autograph, and has now promised to get a P.O. box going to help fans out after he's home from his latest movie shoot. It sucks to see how WWE 2K20 is, as not only are those who paid for the game early suffering, but now the Ultimate Editions are coming up short as well. We're heading back to Crown Jewel news now, and although the show has already got some huge matches, the company reportedly hasn't started writing anything for the event. Not only that, but there could also be some other big matches added to the card, including a Battle Royal, according to Brad Shepard of Pro Sports Extra. This shouldn't be too shocking for fans, as the company hosted its biggest Battle Royal at Super Showdown, and while we don't expect this reported match to have 50 superstars involved, it is a way to get many stars onto the show. WWE still has a few TV shows in preparation for Crown Jewel, and a Battle Royal could be announced by the company at any time, even by a tweet. Until then, fans will just have to wait and see whether the huge show will receive any more matches in the 8 days before Crown Jewel takes place on October 31st in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. One superstar who fans shouldn't expect to see at the King Fahd International Stadium is Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch, who also wasn't present on this week's edition of the company's flagship show. There's a very good reason why the Red Brand's top pick in the recent draft wasn't on the show though, as the man was needed at the Women's Plus Sports Summit in Newport Beach, California, and thus was unable to make it to Raw in Ohio. This year marks the 10th anniversary of the summit, and the man was featured in a predominant role, giving WWE some much-needed PR points as well. Another female superstar who wasn't on this week's Raw, but due to very different reasons, was Ember Moon, who may be out of the ring for a year due to an Achilles injury. While she's out though, the former NXT Women's Champion won't be wasting her time away from the ring, as the XCW Institute in Denton, Texas announced on Monday that Moon will be taking over as the head trainer of the school, which has now been christened The Dojo. Moon will be joined by husband Matt Palmer, who will also serve as head trainer, according to an announcement that said, "These two individuals have seen great success in wrestling," the announcement states. Athena, Moon, a former DFW native wrestler, worked her way up from wrestling school, indie shows to WWE pay-per-views. She brings the experience of that journey and the knowledge of what today's scouts are looking for in hiring talent. Matt has seen his success through his touring of the country and overseas. Both of these coaches know the struggle and how to arm you with the tools needed to conquer. More news from superstars being out of action next, as while Naomi hasn't wrestled since July before her husband Jimmy Uso's DWI arrest, she may soon be heading back to the ring. Recently, Naomi issued a statement about her absence, where the Glow didn't give a specific return timeline, but thanks to a WWE Live event, we may finally know our answer. According to PR Wrestling, Naomi has been announced for a house show in San Juan, Puerto Rico, where she will team with Natalya on October 26th to take on Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss at the Coliseo de Puerto Rico. Time will tell whether the former SmackDown Women's Champion actually makes a return to WWE TV before then, but it looks like Naomi will finally be back in a WWE ring, entertaining her fans in just a few days. And finally today, we're looking once again at CM Punk, as the rumors of the best in the world returning to the WWE continue to grow. Unless you've been living under a rock for the past 6 years, you'll know that Punk walked out of the WWE in early 2014, citing issues with management backstage, and has kept his distance from the sports entertainment juggernaut since. With that said, Punk allegedly made a return to the ring at an independent show for MKE Wrestling this past April, and earlier this month confirmed that he auditioned for the WWE Backstage Studio show on FS1. Appearing on the My Mom's Basement podcast to speak on his new film Girl on the Third Floor, Punk was asked about a return to wrestling and said he would absolutely love to come back. Punk went on to elaborate that thanks to clickbait journalism, much of what he's said over the years has been misinterpreted by the fans, though while he said he absolutely wants to return to wrestling, didn't mention a specific promotion. Appearing on Ariel Helwani's MMA show, WWE COO Triple H was asked about a possible Punk return and said, "That's a could be. Vince will say it all the time. We're open for business. The past is past. Today is today, and you never say never in WWE." Whatever bad blood there was between the best in the world and the WWE seems to have mellowed out over the past 5 years, though there is always a chance that Punk could return to AEW. In fact, there's no shortage of places that the Chicago-made star could bring his star power to, and there's always a chance that Punk may decide not to return to the wrestling world at all. It seems for now, fans will just have to wait and see what happens, as the only person who knows what the plan is none other than the best in the world himself, CM Punk.